Hello, my name is Julius Arscott. I'm the Labour Forward candidate for President of the Canadian Labour Congress, and I'm speaking to you today from Ryerson University, which is in the city of Toronto. It's the traditional lands of many nations, including Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and Wendat peoples. In particular, as you'll see behind me, I'm standing at the statue of Egerton Ryerson, who played a pivotal role in the development of the Indian residential schools, and protesters have rightfully shone a light on who this man was and what he was responsible for. And it's an ongoing struggle here at Ryerson University to bring this statue down and to shed light on white supremacy within our society. The Workers' Action Movement, Labour Forward campaign, stands in solidarity with Indigenous peoples who are grieving and re-traumatized due to the discovery of undocumented graves at the site of the Kamloops Indian Residential School on the territory of the Tk'emlúps Secwépemc First Nation. Buried there are the bodies of 215 children and youth killed at this IRS during its operation. And it is only the tip of the iceberg. We demand immediate implementation of all recommendations of the 2015 report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, in particularly the 6 specific calls to action, numbers 71 to 76, under the heading Missing Children and Burial Information. In the 1996 report of the Royal Commission on Aboriginal Peoples, as well as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission report, survivals of residential schools describe horrors inflicted on children and youth by IRS personnel. Intergenerational trauma from these institutions continues to torment Indigenous individuals and their families and communities. As a working class organization inclusive of many refugees, BIPOC, and nationally oppressed people, we sense the high toll of genocide. We strongly condemn all contemporary forms of Indigenous child apprehension and abuse inflicted by Canadian governments, including through child welfare agencies, social services, healthcare, and policing. The Canadian state program of genocide against the First Nations of this land is ongoing. For decades, Liberal and Conservative governments alike delayed the resolution of Indigenous land rights while allowing the territories to be occupied and exploited by corporate and colonial interests. They continued to favor use of Indigenous territory for toxic waste disposal, use modern treaty methods to circumvent inherent Indigenous rights, battle in court against equity resourcing for First Nations child welfare programs, fail to provide clean drinking water to dozens of communities, and fail to hold accountable the RCMP and other police for their involvement in cases of so many missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, Two-Spirit, and trans people. WAM calls on the Canadian Labour Congress and the entire workers' movement to act in solidarity with residential school survivors to demand expropriation of the assets of the churches involved in residential schools and seizure of the wealth of the giant resource corporations, the proceeds of which should go to fund the needs of Indigenous people and to shift development towards a green, democratic, planned economy in harmony with nature. Let's be clear, there can be no reconciliation without restitution. The CLC should further demand full implementation before the end of 2021 of the 6 crucial TRC recommendations regarding the burial grounds of all the disappeared IRS children. No more excuses. It's time to act.